welcome back to another video. My name is Kate. If you are new here, if you are not new here, welcome back and thank you so much for waiting for me. It's been a while since I've recorded a new video. Today is Sunday, May 26th, and I'm finally posting a little life update for you guys. A lot has happened since the last time I vlogged, which I think was actually during Vlogmas, and I have a lot to catch you up on, so stay tuned. So guys, today's goal of this video, I just want to give you guys my life update. Where I've been, what I've been doing, what's going on, what I'm going to be doing next, all of those little details that I haven't really filled you in on since December. I do want to really start by saying I am sorry I haven't vlogged or really kept up with YouTube lately. Life's been lifing, to keep it easy and simple. It's been good overall, but it's just been very busy, and you know, it's really not the best excuse, but I was kind of prioritizing my life rather than social media and vlogging and all of that. But right now, you know, it's May 26th, I'm off this weekend, and I feel like it's a good time for me to kind of just post my little life update for you guys, where I've been, because a lot's happened since December that I want to talk to you about. Lots of good things, maybe a few bad things, but yeah, just kind of new life updates. So guys, I'm very serious about this video today. I actually wrote everything that's happened since December down because I don't really want to forget anything, and I really do want to give you that life update. I feel like we're friends on here, and you know, some of you I actually talk to, and I really do want to give you my life update, and I think it's kind of exciting. So the last vlog that I actually did, that was on a little trip that we had, and that was kind of like a travel vlog. I want to start definitely doing more traveling vlogs, but before that travel vlog, the last vlog that I actually made for you guys was on December 21st. One of the bigger life updates, I actually had surgery on December 19th. It was surgery that I guess I didn't have to have, but I should have had and wanted to have, so I did have it. But it was about an hour, the surgery, and then after the surgery, it took about 10 days for me to like recover, but about 2 months for me to fully recover. And within those 2 months, I did have a complication, so I had to go back and get restitched. Not in an OR setting, but during the office with some local anesthetics and all of that. So that, honestly, it was the end of December, but it went into like January and actually February as well. So it really did take about 2 months for me to feel back to myself. And then, you know, it's been a few months since then. But that was probably one of the bigger life updates. That kind of had me stop Vlogmas and just kind of take a pause. I wasn't able to go to the gym. I wasn't able to do a lot of things that made me feel like me in a way, but we're all good now. It's May. I'm fully recovered, fully healed, and all of that, but I did want to definitely tell you guys that because I was really on a roll with Vlogmas this year, and then I kind of just stopped cold turkey, and I do apologize for that. The next thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, so as you guys saw, the last video I posted was actually a travel vlog. It was the trip that we took in January. This trip had been planned for a while at this point, and then I just had surgery before it, and then actually during the trip I was still recovering, which is kind of crazy, but it was already paid for and everything, so we were going no matter what. But this trip was a trip that I've wanted to do for a really, really long time, and it was actually a trip to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, Yellowstone National Park, and then Grand Teton National Park. And it was actually amazing. We still talk about this trip like it was yesterday because it was literally so amazing, guys. Like, going there in the wintertime was just jaw-dropping and absolutely beautiful. The animals, the wildlife, the scenery, everything was just so, it was amazing. But yeah, we actually flew out of Newark, New Jersey, and we flew into Jackson Hole, Wyoming. We spent our trip there really in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. That's where our hotel was. That was our home base. And that town was so cute. The little downtown town square area, all of that was so cute. I really think you guys should go watch that vlog because it was just really, I loved it. But that was kind of like our home base. And we had a day trip out to Yellowstone National Park where we took a snow coach all throughout the park. We saw tons of wildlife, tons of amazing scenery, and we saw Old Faithful Geyser, which was just out of this world. I highly recommend this trip, guys. And if you could only do one thing, I highly recommend Yellowstone. That was definitely our favorite day. And then we also did Grand Teton National Park, which in itself was just like insane to look at, like all of the cliffs of the mountains, snow covered and everything. Honestly, guys, this trip was just amazing. I've never seen bison before, moose before, bald eagles, coyotes. Like, it was just really amazing. We'll definitely go back there one day. I definitely want to go back in like the fall or the springtime one day. All right, so that was in January. So now we're gonna go to February. So in February, we actually took a little weekend trip to Vermont. We went to a place called Smuggler's Notch, and we did a little time in Stowe, Vermont. We spent our time basically at those two places, and these were really ski resort kind of areas. And since I did have a complication the week before this trip, what do? I couldn't really do much, so it was a lot of just relaxing, which was perfectly fine with me. It's honestly just like the scenery was nice to look at, and we went with like my niece and nephew who were so cute in the snow, and it was really just like a great trip overall. And it was a little weekend family getaway, so I really enjoyed that time with my family and all of that. So then we go into March, and in March we actually took another family little weekend getaway, but this was during my husband's spring break from Montclair State University. And we had plans this whole time to go into a place called St. Petersburg, Florida, and we wanted to do apartment hunting. So this is where I lead you into, we are moving to Florida. We're moving to Florida. We're moving to St. Petersburg, Florida, actually, and we're moving this July. But before I jump the gun, I will come back to that topic. But we are moving to Florida, and in March we were looking at apartments, and it was just everything we wanted and more. And it actually lined up being my sister's spring break at the same time. So she was going to go down to Florida. My parents have a small house kind of by Anna Maria Island, Florida, down that way. So we were all gonna just go stay with my parents, which we did end up doing. But my brother came, my sister-in-law came, their two kids came, and then my sister and my husband and my parents. So we all kind of just made it like a little weekend trip again. So it was really a lot of fun, February and March. And we all got to kind of see like the new area that we're gonna move to, and just enjoy the beach. It was really nice. So yeah, we found our place that we want to move into in St. Petersburg. It's right in downtown St. Pete's. It's walking distance to the St. Pete's Pier, and it's a 15-minute drive to the beaches, like St. Pete's Beach and Treasure Island, all of those kind of beaches. So it's really in that perfect location, and we are so excited to move to Florida. I'm really excited, but so we found the apartment when we were down there. We were like very interested. We got back to New Jersey, and within a few weeks we told them, you know, we definitely want this apartment, and we applied for one of the apartments. We got a 2-bedroom on the 3rd floor of a specific place, and it's actually been waiting for us since April. So it's been empty, which I was surprised they actually let us take it, but it's been empty since April. It's ours. And when we signed the lease and stuff like that, we told her July 6th, which is perfect, and that's currently our move-in date. But we are probably going to be in Florida a little bit earlier. So I just reached out to her via email this week, and I was asking her if maybe we could move in July 1st. So we'll see. I do think she has to redo some paperwork. I don't know if, you know, they're going to let us, the leasing agent, but if they do, we might be moving in July 1st instead of July 6th. But as of right now, we are moving in July 6th. So that's our new adventure date. Another thing that happened in April, it's kind of crazy, but we had an earthquake in New Jersey. We had a 4.8 magnitude earthquake. And maybe some of you are from the area or surrounding states and felt it, or you just heard about it on the news. But guys, I have a funny story. So on April 8th, it happened, I think, around like 10 a.m. And I was in the middle of surgery. I was circulating for a case, and it's a case called a testicular sperm extraction, a TESE, that's what we call it. And the surgeon that I work with, he uses like this huge microscope, and it was kind of not funny, but kind of funny. His eyes are like in the microscope like this, and all we see is like shaking like that, and everything is shaking in the room. And he's like, guys, can you stop moving? Like, you're shaking the microscope. And I looked at him and I was like, nobody's moving. Because I knew like something was wrong. Like something was wrong in the OR, but I was like, nobody's moving. And then he lifted his head up from the microscope, and we all kind of stood there, and the whole room was like shaking. It was insane. And then we all opened up the doors to the OR, and everybody's looking out of their ORs like, did you guys feel that? And It was just insane. And then that following week we had a lot of like aftershocks, or what they call it, but it's basically mini earthquakes we had. So that was crazy in April. So that was April 8th, and then April 13th was actually my husband's birthday. He turned 28 this year, and pretty much every year for our birthday, we decide to like go on a little dinner date, and then we explore like a new area. So I forget what we did last year for my birthday. I think we went into New York City again, but for his birthday this year, we did go into New York City, and what did we do? We went to Sushi Lab in Manhattan. It's basically a rooftop sushi place. It has amazing sushi. It's very aesthetic. Maybe I'll add some pictures. But we spent the day on his birthday actually at the Museum of Natural History, kind of by Central Park. And then at night we went over to like Times Square, Manhattan area, and we had Sushi Lab. So that was kind of really a fun day. It was pretty relaxing overall, and he's never been to that museum. I've gone a few times as a kid, but we definitely want to start seeing a few things we've never seen before we leave New Jersey and New York kind of area. So we'll definitely have a lot more trips into the city before we leave. So then we fast forward a little bit to May, and in May it was Nurses Week, which we actually had a pretty good Nurses Week. If you guys don't know, I work at a surgery center, and it's about like 30 minutes from the city, New York City. And it's a very, like, it's a nicer town that I work at, so it's pretty nice, but they were really nice to us this year. Like, they got us meals every single day of the week, of Nurses Week. So they got us like lunches every day. Also on Nurses Week, I went to 3 different Dunkin' Donuts. Yes, I was that girl. But in the morning, I went to go get an iced coffee. And then after work, I got an iced coffee. And then my husband was home and he was studying for finals. So I actually went to go get him an iced coffee. So I went to 3 different Dunkin' Donuts because you got free coffee on Nurses Day if you were a nurse. And you just had to show your badge. End of story. So that was really cool. And I actually felt pretty special this Nurses Week, gotta say. And it's been 3 years now as a nurse, so it's kind of just crazy how time's flying, and I am very thankful to be a nurse. So it was good Nurses Week this year. At the end of April, I applied for a few places down in St. Petersburg, actually within a 5-minute drive from where I live, and both of them called me back. They wanted to interview me based off my resume and stuff, and after the interviews, they both actually gave me the job. They gave me the offer. But I ended up going with my gut instinct, and it's a really good name and great opportunities, and I'm going to be full-time there. And I start that new job on July 15th, and I don't know, I'm just really excited. I don't want to tell you guys details because this is going to be my new job, and, you know, I'm just superstitious about that stuff, but just know it's a really good job. I'm really excited. I'm going to be in the operating room. And I'm going back to full-time work. So basically during the orientation period, they did say it's Monday through Friday, like 7 to 3, which is typical for orientation periods. But they did say after orientation, I can kind of pick whether I want to work 4/10s or 3/12s. And I would prefer the 3/12s, of course, especially moving very far away from New Jersey. Like, I want to be able to have long weekends coming home, or you know, just stuff like that. And especially during school, when clinicals start next year, I want to definitely have the time for school and not, like, you know, miss out on time for school, definitely. So that'll be another thing to talk about. But yeah, I'm really excited for this job, and I feel like everything's kind of easily lining up for me. Like, for this whole move, I feel like I haven't had to fight for anything. Like, the apartment was pretty much like, here you go. The job was, here you go. Everything's been very easy, and I feel like that's when you kind of know, like, this is meant to be for me. Like, this is something that was going to come my way regardless, and I'm really excited about this whole chapter. I believe it was that first week of May, I decided to tell my boss that I was resigning, and it worked out perfect. It was a good day. It was a slow day at work, and my OR manager was kind of just sitting there relaxing, and I was free. I was waiting for my next case to start, and I was like, this is a perfect time. Let me just tell her, very like relaxed, kind of like not in a very serious manner. But I was like, hey, can I tell you something? She thought I was pregnant, but I was like, no, I'm not pregnant, but I do have something pretty important to tell you. And I was like, we're moving to Florida. I'm giving you 6 weeks. Like, I'm giving you a long time, but I did want to tell you as soon as possible. And she took it really well. Like, she was very good about it. But I'm very glad I told them very early in May, because I actually ended up giving them 6 weeks notice. So my last day is June 7th. I chose the 7th for a little extra time to kind of like get my life together, move, and see my friends and family before I leave. But that all worked out well, and they took it really well. And actually, my director in the OR, she took it really well. My manager kind of just told my director for me, so I didn't have to have that whole conversation again. But the director took it well, and actually she's going to be one of the references for this new job. So hopefully it all goes well. But I do have the job and everything's working out. Honestly, guys, it might have been like the last week of April too. I really can't tell you exactly when I resigned unless I look at the paper that I wrote up. But I gave them 6 weeks pretty much. And at this point, I only have 2 more weeks left, which is crazy, but the time is flying by and I really am ready for this next chapter. On May 13th, my husband graduated college, which is a huge deal. He finally graduated, and if you guys don't know our story, he was in the military for a while. He's a Navy veteran now, but he went to 4 years of college here in New Jersey, and I'm really proud of him. He finally graduated, and it was on May 13th, that Monday. It was actually down at Prudential Center, so it was really a big deal. I'm really excited for him. But he graduated from Montclair State University in computer science, and he's actually starting his brand new job on July 15th too. But it's actually pretty cute because both of our new jobs start on July 15th, so both of us are having the same first day of work, which is, I just think that's cute. And out of all the days, like, go figure, both of us are starting on the same day. So I just feel like everything's kind of working out like it's supposed to be this way. But anyway, he starts his brand new job as a software engineer on July 15th. He's going to be working remote, and he's going to be pretty much working from home. And I'm going to be going, obviously, out to the hospitals. So I'm not doing a surgery center as my next job. I really am glad I tried the surgery center, but I think I'm ready to be back in a hospital, and I'm going to be at the hospital for probably 2 years until I'm done with my family nurse practitioner degree. So yeah, my last day of work at the surgery center in New Jersey is on June 7th. We already have the pods lined up. We have all of these things pretty much ready to go. The pods come Friday, June 21st, and then they're leaving New Jersey and starting the trip down to Florida June 24th, and that's the day we move out of here. And we're actually going to start our drive down to Florida on June 24th. So it's really cool because my parents, they have a small house down in Florida, kind of by Anna Maria Island, and they were really nice, and they actually offered us to stay there just in between the leases that we have. Like, New Jersey lease ends, and then the Florida one starts like 2 weeks in between. So they were like, if you guys want, like, you guys can go down to Florida and just stay at our house, like, in between period. That way we don't have to get a hotel, or we don't have to stay with them here at their, New Jersey house and stuff like that. But I thought that was really nice. So we're probably going to start a drive down on June 24th. And then, of course, I did tell you guys, hopefully we can move in July 1st. I put it out there to the leasing agent, but we're not sure yet. Worst case, we still move in July 6th. So that's perfectly fine. But pretty much by July, we're going to be down in Florida and all moved into our new apartment. Also, I think that works out perfect. Either we move in July 1st or July 6th. We still have about 10 days to get all of our stuff kind of moved in, organized, go grocery shopping, kind of get situated before we both start our new jobs. So I think it's really going to be working out well. Those are all of my life updates. I'm so sorry for not vlogging. Like, it's just been a lot of good things, a few bad things, but a lot of like big life changes have been happening. And I'm glad I finally got to kind of fill you guys in on my life. And very soon I'm going to have a video coming out, the week in the life of an OR nurse. It's already vlogged, edited, everything. I just have to click publish now. But definitely before I did that, I wanted to make this video. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.